Like if you were going to heat up the Earth, you needed a solar body come flying by the solar system and attract the Earth into that elliptical orbit so that it would cut down the time when it went back around in a circle around the sun, would cut back the time that winter existed, and therefore it would get warmer. But now, with particle accelerators, they can create new atoms. And a new atom is basically a new recipe for creating different life. You have to think of an atom as basically being a hadron, a bag. And in that bag, you have the component part of an atom. You can have electrical parts and you can have chemical parts. So you've got things like quarks and neutrons. It's that combination within that bag that is used in the way we call it an atom. But if you were to take some of the components of that bag out and recombine them with components of another bag, you would make totally different lifestyle. The question is, would that new lifestyle adapt to the conditions we exist in today? Or would that new lifestyle say, for me to survive, I have to destroy what's already here and start over again? The concept of the dinosaur dying out so that human beings could live. Well, atoms don't give up their material easily.
When the dinosaurs died out, was that a natural occurrence, or was that induced by?
Well, there were no human beings 3 million years ago or 60 million years ago that could have affected this activity. And what is seen as having happened is a large comet comes in and acts as a particle accelerator, causing a collision with the Earth. And when you collide atoms, what happens is everything that's in the bag gets thrown out of the bag, and these quarks and neurons are basically up there looking for another bag to get into because they can't stand being outside. And all of that exists in a fraction of a second. So that's your bang that happens in the collision and the movement to other bags. Now, in moving to other bags, they may create fission or fusion and create an atomic reaction that causes nuclear-type blasts. Or they may, in fact, merge into a bag that says we can make new life, and that new life can adapt to these conditions. The problem that they have is the proof, the evidence of how that works exactly is only able to be seen in the first fraction of the first second after the Big Bang. Because once the Big Bang has occurred and things have changed bags, things are different. So you can't see how they were before because they're now different. In a particle accelerator, the concept is you're sending particles and they're flying around in opposite directions in an accelerator. They're all basically atoms sitting, containing bags of these quarks and neutrons, electrons, whatever, in the bag. And when a collision occurs, they've got high-speed cameras now that they will be able to photograph what these things are. They can explain what they are, quarks. They can explain it in a conceptual manner, but they've never seen one. So once they see it and they see where it goes and what it turns into, what it wants then to create, they'll know for sure how things work. That's why we've never been able so far to have a unified theory of the universe, because all of the things that were said made up the theory of relativity change when you go back in time to that first fraction of the first second, and it doesn't work beyond it because it was different before then. Like the concept of gravity does not function in their model of the first fraction of a second. Therefore, it had to be something else. And that's what they hope to find with a particle accelerator.
Oh, so the Big Bang, you're saying, is basically that atom, or that atom moving from one bag to another.
Exactly. It's the same concept in a much larger environment, but it's the movement from one bag to another that creates a new way of life.
And that only happens in outer space, right? It doesn't happen.
Well, it happens in outer space, and it really doesn't cause a problem because there's nothing there unless it happens in the big way, like the Big Bang, as opposed to just a bang. There's nothing there for it to react against or create new life. The problem is now they want to do it underground. And they
so that's a whole other atmosphere.
Where there's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So they may know what happens when an atom components jump from one to the other in a bag, but they don't know the effect of it on its surroundings underground. And my position is that the computer, if not the Neanderthaler, at least the computer, has fooled them into believing that this can all be managed, whereas the computer already knows that it's going to light the coal seam and it's going to destroy people, and it's going to destroy land, and it's going to destroy mountains, and it's going to mix in water and earth into a new component called black water. So these guys are working with the false conception that they're going to survive. Every one of these people causing us problems believes that by joining the system, you get to survive and live better. Well, the computer has a different view of things. The computer says, why? I don't need these people.